Hi guys, welcome back to Geeks Wargaming and welcome to a special battle report because firstly I'm being joined by Darren from fellow YouTubers Twisted Dice. Highly recommend their channel, go check them out. I will put a link in the description below so you can go and have a look. Subscribe, they do some really nice content.
Thank you very much.
Not a problem. A lot of people out there have been asking where's our 30k content gone? With the release of 40k this year, we have been concentrating on that. So we are back with a 30k battle report. It is the Thousand Sons versus the Ultramarines.
You could have got a better player to play though.
You'll do.
Scraping at the barrel, weren't you?
No, your Thousand Sons are really, really nice. They're nicely painted up and they look really good. So one thing that Darren hasn't done is he hasn't brought the D bubble of doom that Magnus comes with or can come with.
And I haven't gone invisible neither. Yes. I know he's a bit. I know everyone has a real dislike into the invisible Magnus and the D Magnus, and it is powerful. It is overpowered.
It is. It's one of those things that with Custodes and Thousand Sons, it's kind of broken the back a little bit of 30k. They are more powerful than a lot of the stuff out there. So we've toned Magnus down for fluffy reasons, and also the fact that I don't want to get my ass kicked within the first 2 turns.
Might as well just pack your stuff up now.
Yeah, put it on the table, pack it away. So it should be a good fun game. While I've got you, don't forget we are running our 10,000 subscriber giveaway. There is a link in the description below. Watch this video, go watch that video, subscribe and put a comment on that to have your entry into that competition and share it around as well. So we need your help out there to hit 10,000. We're not far off it. We'd like to hit it by the end of the year, but we need your help to get there. So share the video around, share the message around. Much, much appreciated. And don't forget to check out Twisted Dice.
Yes, please.
Hello everyone. So today in my Thousand Sons list for my 30k army that I'm playing against Rich's lovely Space Marines. So for HQ I am rocking Magnus, and I'm also going to bring his Terminators in as well, which are classed as troops. I'm also giving them the Kind Shields, which gives them the +1 invuln, which makes them really effective because now it brings them down to a 3-up invuln. And then Magnus has got a nasty little trick that if you're targeting him, it's -1 to hit, which is really, really handy, especially in close combat and shooting. And then for my troops, second set of troops, I'm going for a normal standard tactical squad, no special weapons, just all heavy bolters. I know we've got a captain in there which has got a sword and a bolt pistol, but he hasn't. Just for the purpose, put him in there just so we can see which one the captain is, so when it comes to allocating wounds we can clearly identify him. And then for my elites, I am pulling in with a squad of veterans, giving them the outflanks. I'm giving them the marksman, and I'm giving them the aspect shells as well, which again will make them really, really handy. So once they come in, when they do come in, that'll make them a really effective unit. And they've also got a dedicated Rhino transport. So if they don't come in where I want, I've got the ability to move around the board where I need to. Going into my heavy support, my preferred favourite, my lovely Leviathan, coming in with his drop pod. I find it very handy turn 1, trying to pop something I don't want hitting me, or it's really a nice distraction. Next lot of heavy, I've gone with 2 Castellet battle automators. Not really used them for, so this is going to be my first time having a go on them. I do like the idea of them, never used them, so I don't really know how they're going to fare out. So apologies to anyone if I make any mistakes with these. I really want to give these a whirl and see how these come off. And then for my fast choice, I've gone in with a Fire Raptor, of course, gone in with the Reaper cannons. Let's see how this goes. I'm really looking forward to this game. Let's see how it turns out.
So this is my 2,000 points of Ultramarines taking on Darren and his Thousand Sons today. HQ, I'm taking a Chaplain. This guy has Artificer armour and a Plasma pistol. Into troops, I'm taking a 10-man tactical squad. Sergeant, Artificer armour and Power Sword. There is also a Nuncio Vox in here. We have a dedicated transport of a Rhino. Exactly the same for the second squad as well. Into elites, I'm taking an Apothecary and I'm taking my Invictaris Suzerains. or with their legatine axes and boarding shields. Into heavy support, taking the Leviathan with the siege drill and the Gravflux bombard, and also the Phosphex discharger as well. So nice AP2 blasts if I can get anywhere near those pesky Thousand Suns Terminators. We also have a Spartan. This guy has Flare Shield, Armoured Ceramide and Auxiliary Drive on it today, just to help me fill out the points, but Flare Shield is always a must with Spartans. Scorpius Whirlwind is my final heavy support choice. A beautiful weapon if you can get it to land, and with the extra templates can cause a lot of damage to normal standard troops. And then finally, Lord of War and Warlord for the Ultramarines. I am taking Rabute Gulliman himself. Because he is on the battlefield, I have given Interceptor to my Spartan, so anything that comes on from reserve I can try and intercept with my las cannons. The armies are down on this battle-torn planet. Thousand Suns deployed first, followed by the Ultramarines. For the Ultramarines, we have one Rhino and the Scorpius Whirlwind hidden away in the back of that building. Because we've got to look at concentrating at getting up to the enemy's deployment zone, we have a Rhino on each side. I know there's going to be outflanking. I know there's going to be a deep striking Primarch, so I'm going to have to deal with that. When that turns up, the Leviathan, Dreadnought and Spartan slap bang in the middle of the battlefield. For the Thousand Suns, we have one of the robots. We have the second of the robots just set up, slap bang the centre of the battlefield, and we have one squad of tactical marines here. Everything else is in reserves. So it is the Thousand Suns to go first, unless the Ultramarines can seize the initiative. Let's give it a go. No, we do not. Reserves are in for the Thousand Suns. Bit of a ballsy move by Darren. Dropped his Leviathan in the drop pod right on the back of the battlefield and didn't scatter. Well, he scattered 8 inches towards the Rhino, so he just kind of stopped. But the Leviathan will be in play. Scorpius Whirlwind, Rhino are the targets down here. In the deployment zone, Castellax Robot has just moved around a little bit, just trying to get out of the line of fire from the Spartan. These guys kind of spaced themselves out a little bit, and then finally the other Castellax has just started to head down the left-hand flank of the battlefield, fully aware that the Ultramarines Rhino will be hurtling towards these lines. So I've now got a Leviathan Dreadnought to worry about. Castellax has ran, trying to get it out of sight of the Spartan. The other Castellax has also ran as well. Now that one is properly hidden. Now Darren had a choice. He had the Scorpius Whirlwind or the Rhino to go after with the Leviathan, so he went after the Rhino, quite easily destroyed it in shooting, didn't even need to get into combat. Tactical guys are out and unhurt, but they've got a long slog now. They've got no transport all the way up to the enemy's deployment zone, and the Scorpius is untouched, so I'm going to have to move that now, which means I won't get my D3 extra shots. But yeah, let's head over to Ultramarines and let's see what kind of punchback we can do. The surviving tactical marines have started their slow slog up the battlefield. I'm going to run these. So they're up 6. Scorpius has got the hell out of dodge. He's moved out through the building, because we can still do that in Heresy. And looking at laying down templates, probably on that tactical squad up there in the building. Leviathan Dreadnought is going after his counterpart, who is still in the drop pod. So I'm going to have to go after the drop pod. That's a little bit annoying. But if we Gravflux it, maybe get it stuck in the Grav Warp thing. Yeah, that might work, and then into combat. Spartans moved up and wiggled, mainly so that I can get the shot off at the Castellax down here. The Spartan can just about make that out, and finally the other Rhino has started his move up the battlefield. He's just going to head underneath the landing platform. Obviously we do have a Castellax down here, which we will have to deal with at some point, but not yet. So let's go blow stuff up. That was not a terrible round of shooting. So the Spartan shot down at the Castellax down here, taking off 2 wounds. Cover saves coming in handy, saved him from being completely pulled down. But he's damaged, and that's always nice. Leviathan Dreadnought and the Dreadnought drop pod. Gravflux shot and hit home. 1 wound off the drop pod and 1 wound off Leviathan. Now, I'm going to charge. I cannot charge that Leviathan Dreadnought because he's still inside that drop pod. So it is Dreadnought against drop pod, and then maybe next turn Leviathan versus Leviathan. Yeah, that's going to be fun, but we are fully aware that Magnus is on his way down. So I rolled the dice for Leviathan to go into that drop pod. I rolled 2 1s. I rolled Snake Eyes. He is not going anywhere. Reinforcements are in for the Thousand Suns, and boy are they in. Rhino, with the veteran squad in, has outflanked, has come on this side of the battlefield. Tactical Marines in their sights. Fire Raptors on. I tried to intercept it with my las cannons from my Spartan, thanks to Gulliman. No hits. Excellent. Leviathan has come out of the drop pod, firing out the Grand Flux. He's got tactical squads. He's got Scorpius as his options. We also now have to worry about Magnus himself. He is deep striked in. He's got the Terminators with him as a bodyguard. We do have Gulliman inside that Spartan, so we can always try and get out and into combat next turn. The 2 Castellax have both moved around, so there's lots and lots and lots of firepower that are going to be raining down onto the Ultramarines. Wow, it's a little bit of a massacre down this side of the battlefield. Tactical squad lost 6 guys. Precision shots from the Thousand Suns and the Rhino just raining in. Fire Raptor did shoot down, but I managed to save all them. But yeah, precision shots with 6s. Ouch. That hurt. Scorpius Whirlwind has gone. That was exploded by the Leviathan Dreadnought down there. I need to get rid of that drop pod because that is in my lines, but I also need to get rid of this Leviathan. So my Leviathan's got a couple of nice targets down there. In the psychic phase, Magnus cast he basically got Feel No Pain and Fleet for these guys down here. And finally, my Rhino that's half hidden by the landing platform has taken 1 wound as well. That was from the Castellax here, shooting through the underneath of that landing platform. Did intercept my Spartan at the flyer, but I missed. So tactical squad, the 4 remaining tactical guys anyway, have headed up, looking at a showdown with these Thousand Suns. They're probably going to get pulled down in Overwatch, maybe. Leviathan Dreadnought just through that ruined building is after the other Leviathan. Bit of a Leviathan off going to happen over there. Spartan has moved around. Gulliman is out. The Invictaris Marines are out. The Chaplain and the Apothecary all out. It's time to face off. Brother versus brother. Who will win that one? That'll be quite an interesting fight, I think. And then finally, the Rhino that you possibly can just make out underneath the landing platform is continue his march up the battlefield to try and get into the enemy lines. After quite a good round of shooting last turn, not a lot happened. Thousand Suns tactical squad untouched from the fire. The tactical squad, they will be going into combat. Leviathan shot with his melter from the claw. The other Leviathan, Invun saved him. Heavy bolters and the Arburator pistol from Gulliman and all of the bolt pistols from the suzerains shot down into the Terminators, and Magnus 1 wound done to 1 Terminator, so we're going to have to do that one in assault. And then the Rhino underneath the landing platform shot at the Castellax and no damage done. Tactical squad completely and utterly killed off by the Thousand Suns. I did pull down 2 of the tactical squads in my charge. Yeah, basically a bit of a whiff fest from the Thousand Suns, but they did just enough damage to wipe out the 3 remaining guys. Leviathan Dreadnought versus Leviathan Dreadnought. Well, that's a standoff. The Invun saves coming in handy for both of us there, so that's going to carry on for another turn. And then in the big mess down here, Magnus gets to go first because of the higher initiative. I have issued a challenge. One of my suzerains will be in combat with the sergeant from the Terminator squad down there, so hopefully killing him off. But so Magnus, like I said, is going first. He gets 4 attacks hitting into that squad. He's going to be hitting on 3s.
Yes, 3s.
So do you want to roll me some dice? Oh, 1's on the floor. All but 1 have hit, so we've got 3 hits, 3 wounds, 1 misses. It's a strength, well, he's strength 7, but the weapon adds 2, so that's 9, and it's an AP 1, so I've got 2 AP 1 saves to make. So I've decided to take these hits on Gulliman. They would just completely and utterly murder the Invictaris Marines. They'd get a 5 up from their boarding shields, but they wouldn't get a feel no pain, which Gulliman does. So let's do this. So let's do this on Gulliman. He gets a 4 up invuln save. And he fails both of them. Oh, here we go. And then obviously feel no pain. Yeah, that's what
he does it like a boss.
Look at that. That's what you want when you want to feel no pain roll. Now it's Gulliman's time to hit. I'm decided to hit with his sword. So this is +1 strength, AP2, murderous strike. So he has 4 attacks as standard, +1 for the charge, +1 for 2 close combat weapons. So he ends up with 6 in total. So here we go then, Gulliman, 6 attacks, hitting on 3s with a reroll because my chaplain is there. They have all hit. Now I'm obviously going against majority toughness of the squad, and that will be toughness 4. So I'm going to be wounding on 2s. There's 2 1s though. We have murderous strike in play because of the sword, which I have rolled 2 6s. So there's 2 instant deaths and another 2 wounds as well. So 4 wounds done in total at AP2. So Darren's now going to roll for the 2 instant deaths. So there's 2 dead Terminators. 2 more saves. So 1 passed on invuln, 1 more wound done to the Terminators down here. Next to hit is the Chaplain. He gets 5 attacks, 3 are standard, 1 for the charge, 1 for 2 close combat weapons. I'm hitting on 3s with a reroll because of him. So they've all hit. Strength 6 against toughness 4, so I'm going to need 3s to wound. All but 1 have wounded. So Darren now has 4 saves to make. Oh, he's rolled a 1, so that's another Terminator pulled down. In the remaining combat phase, I lost the suzerain that was in the challenge with the Sergeant. Darren lost 3 Terminators in total. Legatine axes doing their work and doing their work well. AP2 on those axes is nasty. So, fearless, locked in combat. We continue on for the next round. The veteran squad have got back into the Rhino, looking at moving towards the Ultramarines lines, I'm guessing. Leviathan, locked in combat. Fire Raptor has moved around, looking at the Rhino that is sitting underneath that landing platform. The Castellax is there as well, looking at popping that, getting the troops out. And obviously, we have the combat of Magnus and Gulliman still going on down there. The shooting phase was quite quick. The Fire Raptor shot down into the Rhino underneath the building, taking off the remaining hull points. The tactical squad are out. They are conga lined behind that Rhino. And then the troops were shot at by the Castellax and 2 wounds done, but I saved them both. So then, obviously, we did Psychic at the start of the shooting phase, and Magnus cast Iron Arm, he cast Enfeeble, he's cast Warp Speed, Endurance, just everything that he pretty much could get off in close combat, he managed to get off. Force. You did fail Force, yes, that's the one thing that you did fail. So we're going to head over to combat, Leviathan Dreadnought against Leviathan, and then this little mess to sort out. Leviathan versus Leviathan, wow, that's just another standoff with nothing happening down there. I managed to hit once and then failed to penetrate the armour. Down here, the Castellax has got into the tactical squad. We've had to move the landing platform out of the way just to see what the hell is going on. 1 tactical marine down and 1 wound done to the Castellax down there. Now it's over to the fun time. There has been a challenge issued from the Sergeant, and I've accepted with 1 more of my suzerains. So here we go, 4 attacks on Magnus, hitting on 3s. Oh, there's 3 misses. Oh, Darren is not feeling it. Yeah, look at the reaction from Darren. He's loving life at the moment.
My dice have been shocking.
These dice have been really poor. So we've got 1 hit.
2s.
It's a wound. Now that's against the squad, so I'm going to take that on. Oh, now this is the thing. Do I take that on Rabute with his 4 up invuln save plus a feel no pain? Plus I've had to get to re-roll his first failed invuln save. So yeah, I'll tell you what, let's do that. 4 up. Nope, but we get to re-roll that because it's Gulliman. So it's all good in the hood. Everything's fine down here. So Gulliman is going to hit with his Power Fist. Now, Magnus, which we didn't do in the last round of combat, applies a -1 to hit. So Chaplain is next at initiative 5. So he normally hits on 3s, which means he's going to be hitting on 4s. So here we go. Hitting on 4s. That went well. Invictaris Marines are going to hit next. Now there's 3 of them. Are going to be hitting on 5s. They normally hit on 4s because we're the same weapon skill, which means I'm now hitting on 5. So I'm looking for some 6s here. So this is my 3 Invictaris Marines. I get 1 6 and then 2 normal hits. So that 6 is an automatic wound. I'm strength 4 against toughness 4. So these are 4s to wound. So there's no extra wounds there. So that one there is an AP 2 hit with a Legatine Axe. So invuln save, which he passes. Apothecary time, hitting on 5s. Again, no hits. This actually makes a massive difference now. With a -1 to hit, it makes it quite difficult. But I have got Guilliman to go with his Power Fist. So Guilliman and the Terminators will hit at the same time, but we're going to roll Guilliman's dice first. So I am hitting on 4s. And they've all hit. Happy days. This is an AP 1 Power Fist. He is strength 10, so I am wounding on 2s. All but, well, I'll tell you what, that one's slightly cocked. We'll re-roll that. So they, ouch, 3 6s in there. Shame they don't do anything extra. So,
just 1 dies.
1 dies because they've got a 3-up invuln save. Damn these Thousand Suns. So at the end of the combat phase, 1 more Terminator gone, 2 more Invictaris Marines. The challenge down here, Invictaris Marine was just wiped out. Could not save him with his boarding shield. So we continue on down here. And the numbers are getting thinner and thinner. 2 Terminators left, 2 Invictaris Marines, Chaplain, Apothecary, and then obviously 2 Primarchs. So the only thing that can move this turn is my Spartan. So he's coming across this side of the battlefield. Now I split my shots, Las Cannon and Heavy Bolters into the Castellax down here. Hit, saved. Other Sponson with Power of the Machine Spirit shooting at the Fire Raptor. No 6s with a reroll, no 6s. Fantastic. So straight back over to Assault. In the Assault phase, Leviathan versus Leviathan. Well, that's just a mess. No damage done at all. Castellax has had another wound removed thanks to the tactical squads. And down here, Rabute Guilliman issued a challenge. The sergeant from the Terminators accepted it, and I couldn't hurt him. Didn't know. Well, 3-up invuln save does not hurt at all. And then I lost a 2 Invictaris Marines. Oh no, in fact, actually I lost the last remaining Invictaris Marine. There was a wound done on this Terminator down here, but 4 at Feel No Pain means that he was fine. They're a tough nut to crack, these Thousand Suns. Not a lot could move. Castellax fell back. Shooting, nothing really shot. The flyer's gone off the board as well. In the Psychic phase, Enfeeble, Warp Speed and the Feel No Pain one all went off from Magnus. Combat, my Leviathan has taken a wound. Finally, they've actually done something. So no damage done back to the Thousand Suns Leviathan, but the Ultramarines one is down a wound, hull point. Down here, I lost another Tactical Marine to no damage done back to that Castellax. Really need that guy gone now so I can free myself up to move up into their deployment zone. Pretty much all of Guilliman's bodyguards have now all gone. Yeah, that +1 to hit is making a big difference. It's very, very tricky to hit Magnus and those Terminators. We're going to head over to the Ultramarines. Spartan's going to have to come forward. Got to try and thin out these numbers in the back lines. Leviathan still tied up. Guilliman needs to survive that combat. The end of the Ultramarines Turn 4. Leviathan has done another wound to the Thousand Suns Leviathan, so that one is down to 2, so that's good. Shooting from the Spartan up to the Tactical Marines inside that building, killed off another 2.
2 troops.
Yeah, 2 troops gone. Castellax down there, Melter Bomb went on, saved it with an invuln save, no damage done. Rabute went down to 2 wounds and then It Will Not Die meant I could grow 1 back, and I rolled a 5, so that's all good. He's on his own. I was hitting with my sword as well, hopefully trying to kill off Terminators, but yeah, it's just not happening for Rabute down there. I just cannot punch these 2 Terminators out of the way. Fire Raptor is back on. Castellax has moved round. It went to try and charge into the Spartan. Failed failed its charge range, which I'm quite happy about. Combat phase, down there, Leviathan versus Leviathan. Again, a stalemate. Quite annoying. 2 more tactical guys taken down. No more damage done to that Castellax down there. It's been a bit of a rough, well, I'm going to say rough turn, but not a lot has actually happened, because Gulliman has lost another wound, but he put a wound onto the first of the Cataphracti Terminators there, so a little bit, again, of a stalemate. This is quite close to call when it comes down to victory points. I think by units left on the board, the Thousand Sons will have this with last man standing. And they've got a tactical squad hiding away there, so that'll be 3 victory points. I think the Thousand Sons are looking good for the win, but we have the Ultramarines turn to go yet. The Ultramarines turn, the Spartan has moved forward a little bit. It shot at the Castellax right back here on the back of the battlefield, doing 2 wounds. Still alive, 2 left. Leviathan versus Leviathan. Thousand Sons, Leviathan is down to 1 wound remaining, or 1 hull point remaining. This is not 8th edition. So 1 hull point remaining on that Leviathan. Another tactical marine has been pulled down from the Castellax. No damage done. And stalemate between Gulliman and Magnus. Yeah, not a lot happened. Not a lot has changed for a couple of turns now. It's been stalemate for a good couple of turns. So that's the end of turn 5. Do we get an extra turn, Darren? No, we do not. So at the end of the game, totting up the victory points, Darren has hidden away on the ground floor of that building a tactical squad. And there are no Ultramarine scoring units in his deployment zones. That's 3 victory points. No Man's Land is a draw. 1 scoring unit. The Terminator's a scoring unit, so that's a draw. And there's no scoring units in my deployment zone. So that's 3 victory points for the Thousand Sons, and there's last man standing. So that's the amount of units left at the end of the game. So Darren has 1, 2, 3, because there's a veteran squad inside. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Magnus, 9 for the Terminators, and the Ultramarines have 1 for the tactical squad, 2 for Rabute, 3 for the Spartan, and 4 for Leviathan. So after what has been quite a bloody engagement, it is a 4-0 victory for the Thousand Sons. Hi guys, welcome to the post-game review. That was a really good fun game. It was nice to play some 30k again and get it back onto the channel. It's a win for the Thousand Sons. That was, even though you tone Magnus down, he's still quite tough.
That's lovely.
Oh, lovely is not the word I'd use. It'd be swearing, and YouTube would have a problem with the words I would use to describe Magnus.
We don't swear, do we?
No, sometimes.
No.
Off camera.
I've never heard you swear, really.
Off camera.
It's more like, oh, God blimey.
Oh, shucks. No.
Sugars.
Magnus's -1 to hit that he gives across a unit.
That's really... See, that for me, because at the beginning I completely forgot about that.
You did.
And I lost a couple of troops from it. I forgot about the Feel No Pain. So it's kind of like, I don't get why I'm dying so quick. This doesn't make sense. Bear in mind, I've just come back from a tournament from Gibraltar for the no retreat, and it's kind of like, he was doing much better over there. What's going on?
Yeah.
I've lost like 3 guys quite quickly, and I was like, this doesn't make sense, bitch. Had a quick little re-look through the rules, and it's kind of like, okay, schoolboy error. Glad I found that out now.
Magnus is tough. Magnus is very, very tough. Enfeebled is good. Feel No Pain. The fact that your Terminators have got a 3-up invuln save and not a 4-up invuln save.
That makes a big difference.
Massive difference. That was really annoying me.
So even though I didn't go for the D cheesiness, and gone for the Biomancy stuff, actually worked out really, really well for myself.
Yeah, it did.
So I love that. That was awesome. I enjoyed that.
It was. It was good.
Yeah. So the only one I didn't get off was number 6, which was the I can't remember.
Which one was number 6? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
The one that literally had no difference whatsoever in the entire game.
No.
Unit of the game. I think we've just spoken about this off camera, and whether or not the internet agrees, is it's going to be Magnus. It has to be Magnus. He was good in that. The psychic spells were fantastic. He was getting off. He was doing damage in combat, and I think deep striking him helped, because I know you've ran him in a drop pod before.
Yeah. So normally for me, drop pod would be the way forward, purely because then I know that I can get him up close as I possibly can without worrying that he's going to suffer the mishap or not going back at the board. And I really need him being out the turn he comes in, when I was running it with the horrible nastiness. But deep striking it in this game, I had a lot of open space that I could deep strike myself in.
You did, yep.
One Terminator did end up in difficult terrain, but I did pass. We were okay on that, so there's no worries on that. The deep striking him did work out really well for this.
Yeah, it did. And Gunnerman was struggling to kill off your Terminators because of that invuln save buff that Magnus gave him, was just helping him. So normal Terminators, they'd have been dead, and it had literally been Gunnerman, probably some Invictaris Suzerains, and Magnus left. And I think Magnus would have fallen. I think the fact that you have your bodyguard that are so tough really, really, really made it difficult. And from a fluffy point of view, spoilers, Lehman Russ kicked Magnus's ass. Would he? He broke his spine over his knee.
Hold on. I'm gonna just.
God, here we go. Thousand Suns play. Here we go.
No,
I disagree. This didn't
totally
happen.
disagree. So
yeah, here we go.
I believe that Russ, Magnus just let him win.
But Magnus let him break his own spine.
Well, that's it. Magnus is a bigger boy. He's a bigger man, so he knows that it's fine. It's cool. He doesn't want to hurt his little brother. It's like, he'll get in trouble by the RSPCA. He doesn't want that, does he? So he just took it. So it's like, he's fine, He knew Magnus was like, yeah, it's cool, man. You kill me. That's no worry. It's just the body, yeah? I'm bigger than the body.
Whatever helps you sleep at night. Whatever helps you sleep at night. I've got to say, one of the most annoying things for that entire game was them two Leviathans. Oh...
It was kind of...
It was like, we're not going to do any damage.
Nothing was going on there.
Nothing at all, was it? I mean, it's a 13 armour at the front. So, Leviathan is strength 10 with his siege drill. 3's nothing. Or I'd do it and then you'd save it and then I'd save mine with the invuln saves. And it's just like, oh, come on, something die.
It was just, that's the thing. We just kept on, when we did get through, we got the penetrating hit through, it would be 1s or 2s. And it was just like, okay, well, this is not really doing nothing to myself. And then when we did get that important one through, I saved it.
Saved it. It was one of those things. So yeah, it was a really good game. It was. Do you know what? That was quite bloody. I mean, I know total units for the Thousand Suns didn't lose that many compared to the Ultramarines.
No,
but it was still only a 4-0 win, which is nuts considering that we've had 5 turns of a lot of close combat, quite a lot of shooting, psychic shenanigans going on from over here. And it's only a 4-0 win. And that surprised me a little bit. I know that, if I'd have taken out that squad in the back of the battlefield that were hiding around in the bottom of that building, you would have got no points for that.
No.
It'd have been a 1-0 win.
Yeah.
Just because of a secondary objective that's on the mission.
And it was all down to your lovely bit of train that I could just...
just down into. So next time you're not having that piece of train.
Don't worry, I'll find something else.
So thanks for watching, guys. Please leave us a comment. What do you think to Darren's Thousand Suns? I really like them. I think they look lovely. I think he's done a really good job. I love the Rhino. I think the Rhino is stunning. Don't forget to enter our 10,000 subscriber giveaway. There's a link in the description below. Don't forget to go check out Twisted Dice on YouTube. Say hi so the Geeks sent you. That'd be nice. As always, guys, thank you for watching and we'll see you on the next one.